Hello, good afternoon, dobar dan, dobrodošli u još jednu novu video lekciju. Bavit ćemo se danas korisnim vokabularom, primjerima, objašnjenjima novih reči i različitim zanimljivostima kad je u pitanju gramatika i vokabular. Materijal koji sam koristila u ovoj video lekciji je iz moje knjige Engleski rečnik iz Koga se uči, knjigu u elektronskom obliku. Možete kupiti na sajtu Gumroad, link se nalazi u opisu ispod videa, ili mi možete pisati na email adresu nova metoda gmail.com ako vas interesuje još nešto u vezi sa knjigom. A sada da vidimo o čemu se radi. Number 1 or 655 is inside. Inside je unutra. Inside. So we went inside the dark house. We went inside the dark house. Ušli smo unutra u mračnu kuću. We went inside the dark house. There was nothing inside the flat. They took everything. Or there was nothing inside the apartment. They took everything. Nije bilo ničega u stanu, odneli su sve. There was nothing inside the apartment, the flat. They took everything. What did they take? They took everything. I obratite pažnju na ovo there is, there are, ima, postoji, nalazi se, there was, bilo je, nothing. A mi prevodimo nije bilo ničega, dakle nema dvostrukih negacija. There was nothing. Ne kažemo there was not nothing. There was nothing. Inside the flat they took everything. And of course the next one is outside. Inside, side je strana. Inside i outside. It's dark outside. It is dark outside. Mračno je napolju, mrak je napolju. It's dark outside. It's dark outside. Don't go there. It's dark outside. Outside the door of the bedroom, he paused, breathing heavily. Ovo je iz knjige. Outside the door of the bedroom, he paused, breathing heavily. Ispred vrata spavaće sobe zaustavio se, zastao je, pauzirao. I teško dišući, breathing heavily. He was breathing heavily. Zadihao se. Outside the door of the bedroom, he paused, breathing heavily. Come with me, we are going outside. Come with me, we are going outside. Kreni sa mnom, pođi sa mnom, idemo napolje. Come with me, we are going outside. Outside. We can say we are going out as well. We are going out. Izlazimo. A we are going outside. Bukvalno idemo napolje, van kuće. He grabbed her by the hand and took her outside. He grabbed her by the hand and he took her outside. Zgrabio je za ruku. Tačnije, znači, ovo je hand, ovo je arm. So he grabbed her by the hand, za šaku, and he took her outside. I izveo je napolje. He took her outside. Inside, outside. The next one is between. Between, između, between. There isn't anybody sitting between you and me. If you don't know, there isn't anyone else sitting between you and me. Či nema nikog ko sedi između mene i tebe. We are sitting next to each other. Dakle, sedimo jedno pored drugog. Because there isn't anybody, ili there is no one sitting, nobody sitting between you and me. No one is between you and me. So how can we be wrong? Okay, and there are some striking similarities between the two plays. There are some striking similarities between the two plays. Play je ovde dramsko delo, odnosno predstava. Znači, ima nekih izuzetno znači vidljivih, striking, upadljivih similarities, sličnosti između ove dve predstave. There are some striking similarities between the two plays. Between. Discuss it among. A šta je among? Discuss it among yourselves ili are you nervous when you are among strangers? Znači, discuss it among yourselves, raspravljajte o tome između sebe, ali ima vas više. Are you nervous when you are among strangers? Are you nervous when you are among strangers? Da li si nervozan kad si među strancima? Dakle, koja je razlika između reči between i reči among? Between se obično upotrebljava kada mislimo na dve stvari ili dve osobe. Between you and me. Among se upotrebljava za više od dve stvari ili dve osobe. So, it's between you and me, to je između mene i tebe. Who is sitting between you and me? Ko sedi između mene i tebe? Ali it's among us, to je među nama, ali ima nas više. Among us, among strangers. Ok. Fortunately je sljedeća reč koja znači na sreću. Fortunately. Fortunately. Fortunately, my friend had brought a spare raincoat which he was able to lend me. What a sentence. Kakva rečenica. Fortunately, my friend had brought a spare raincoat which he was able to lend me. Znači prvo, na sreću moj prijatelj je doneo, vidimo u past perfect. Had brought. Prethodno, starija radnja. He had brought a spare raincoat. Spare je nešto što imaš viška. So he had 2 or 3 raincoats and he brought a spare one. Znači doneo je što je imao viška. And he was able to lend that spare raincoat. To lend it to me. So, i on je mogao da mi pozajmi taj kaput. Znači vidimo i ovdje was able to, ne kažemo could, he could lend it to me, but he was able to lend it to me zato što was able u prošlosti koristimo kad kažemo da je neko mogao nešto da uradi jednom. Dakle, ne pričamo o nekim opštim karakteristikama. On je mogao da govori, on je mogao da peva kad je bio mali, mogao je da hoda sa godinu dana i tako dalje. To je could. Ali I was able, znači jedna situacija u prošlosti koju sam mogla da uradim je was able. So, he was able to lend his spare raincoat. Okay. Unfortunately je suprotno, znači na nesreću. Unfortunately, I can't help you with that. Unfortunately, I can't help you with that. Nažalost, tu vam ne mogu pomoći. Unfortunately, things between me and Jack just haven't worked out. Unfortunately, things between me and Jack just haven't worked out, or the things between Jack and me haven't worked out. Znači, nažalost, stvari između mene i Jacka nisu funkcionisale. For example, we broke up, raskinuli smo. It didn't work out. It didn't work out. Nije funkcionisalo. So, unfortunately, things between me and Jack and me just haven't worked out. Unfortunately, the restaurant was not as quiet as it had seemed when I arrived. Unfortunately, the restaurant was not as quiet as it had seemed when I arrived. As quiet as. Dakle, poredimo po mirnoći. Nažalost, restoran nije bio tako tih i miran kao što je izgledao kada sam stigao. So when I arrived, the restaurant seemed quiet. But then I realized that unfortunately it wasn't as quiet as it had seemed when I arrived. Okay, so fortunately and unfortunately, next one is to return. To return, vratiti. They returned to the flat much later after their big lunch and a good coffee. So they returned to the flat, they returned to the apartment much later after a big lunch and a good coffee. Vratili su se u stan mnogo kasnije, much later, nakon obilnog, big lunch, obilnog ručka and good coffee i dobar coffee. This is not good coffee, but okay. She returned with a key. She returned holding a key. Znači vratila se s ključem. She returned with a key. They didn't return home till 9 o'clock. They didn't return till 9 o'clock. So yes, they did return, but after 9 o'clock. So nisu se vratili do 9. They didn't return home till 9 o'clock. Znači, return je vratiti. In return znači za uzvrat. In return. For example, can I buy you lunch in return for your help? Can I buy you lunch in return for your help? Mogu li da platim ručak zato što si mi ti pomogao, za uzvrat? Can I buy you lunch in return for your help? I bought him a drink in return for his help. I bought him a drink in return for his help. Platio sam mu piće jer mi je pomogao. I bought him a drink in return for his help. I've never blamed you, and I have never asked you for anything in return. I've never blamed you, and I've never asked you for anything in return. Nikada te nisam krivio. I've never blamed you, and I've never asked you for anything. Nikad te ni za što nisam zamolio in return, za uzvrat. Nisam ti ništa tražio za uzvrat. I've never asked for anything in return. Okay, next one is a seat. Seat. Znači nije sit, sesti, kratko i, s i t, sit, nego je seat, sedište. So please take a seat or have a seat je sedite. Have a seat, take a seat. Stay in your seats and keep calm. Stay in your seats and keep calm. Ostanite na svojim mestima i ostanite mirni. Please stay in your seats and keep calm. Put your seat belt on. So a seat belt was u vožnji. Put your seat belt on. Is this seat taken? Is this seat taken? Da li je ovo zauzeto? Have a seat. Have a seat. Sedite. So you don't say sit down. Sedi. Have a seat. Sedite. Abroad. Abroad znači inostranstvo. This is my new friend. He is from abroad. This is my new friend. He is from abroad. Ovo je moj novi prijatelj. On je iz inostranstva. So it means he is a foreigner. He is a foreigner. He is not from this country. He is from abroad. He is from abroad. I miss my girlfriend so much. She lives abroad. I miss my girlfriend so much. She lives abroad. Nedostaje mi devojka, ona živi u inostranstvu. She lives abroad. So, mi kažemo idem u inostranstvo, živim u inostranstvu. Dakle, koristimo predlog. Kad prevodimo ove rečenice na engleski, predlog ne postoji. So, nema predloga ispred reči abroad. Ja često idem u inostranstvo. I often go abroad. Ne in abroad. Ili to abroad. Živim u inostranstvu. I live abroad. I live abroad. Abroad. A gdje je abroad? Abroad. Okay. Passport. Passport, pasoš. Show me your passport, please. Pokažite mi pasoš, molim vas. Show me your passport, please. He was nervous because he couldn't find his passport. He was nervous because he couldn't find his passport. Bio je nervozan jer nije mogao da nađe svoj passport. I evo malo pre spomenute reči. Foreigner, foreigner, stranac, foreigner. Foreigners in our city buy a lot of souvenirs. Foreigners in our city buy a lot of souvenirs. Stranci u našem gradu kupuju mnogo suvenira. Foreigners in our city buy a lot of souvenirs. He rents his flat only to foreigners. He rents his flat only to foreigners. On znači iznajmljuje stan samo strancima. He rent his flat only to foreigners. Kada putujemo u neku stranu zemlju, mi smo foreigners, stranci. Pridjev je foreign, strani. For example, how many languages do you speak? Or how many foreign languages do you speak? So if you say how many languages do you speak, for example, I speak 2, Serbian and English languages. But how many foreign languages do you speak? Then you can say I speak only English as a foreign language, or I speak German as a foreign language. So it's foreign, stranac. Another word for stranac is stranger. What is a stranger? Stranger je neko koga ne poznajemo, neznanac. They attack strangers in the street. They attack strangers in the street. Napadaju nepoznate ljude na ulici. God forbid. Do you often speak to strangers? Znači, do you often speak to strangers? Jer pričaš sa ljudima koje ne poznaješ, ne sa strancima. Do you often speak to strangers? You are going to sell me to a complete stranger. You're going to sell me to a complete stranger. Prodat ćeš mi strancu. So, stranger je nepoznata osoba. Vjerojatno ste čuli pesmu Strangers in the Night. U pesmi se radi o dvoje ljudi koji se ranije nisu poznavali, so they were strangers. A foreigner je stranac, to je neko ko dolazi iz druge zemlje. A lot of foreigners come to Belgrade in summer or during the year. A lot of foreigners come to Belgrade. Dalje u vezi sa stranger je strange. Strange znači čudan. Strange. I've been feeling a bit strange lately. I've been feeling a bit strange lately. U posljednje vrijeme se osjećam čudno. I've been feeling a bit strange lately. I had a strange dream last night. I had a strange dream last night. Sinoć sam imao čudan san. I had a strange dream last night. He has a strange sense of humor. He has a strange sense of humor. Ima čudan smisao za humor. He has a strange sense of humor. Okay, let's move on to airport. Airport je aerodrom. There were 3 police cars near the airport building. There were 3 police cars near the airport building. Bilo je 3 policijska auta blizu zgrade aerodroma. There were 3 police cars near the airport building. He watched the cars arrive at the airport building. He watched the cars arrive at the airport building. Posmatrao je automobile koji stižu ispred zgrade aerodroma. He watched the cars. Znači watch je kad posmatramo nešto što se pomera. He watched the cars come and go. Arrive at the airport building. Airplane. Avion. The airplane has just taken off. Take off. Uzletiti. The plane has just taken off. Avion je upravo poletio. Never say the word bomb on an airplane. Never say the word bomb on an airplane. Nikad nemoj reći bomba u avionu. The airplane lands at 10 o'clock. Sljedeći u 10. The airplane lands at 10 o'clock. So, take off, uzletiti, land, sletiti. Ne lenada, nego sa a. Kako se ovo ispravlja? Lands. The airplane lands at 10 o'clock. Land sa e je nekom nešto pozajmiti, can you lend me some money? A lana da je zemlja i sletiti. Flight je late. Rick made some phone calls and booked me a flight to LA. He made some phone calls and he booked me a flight to LA. Obavio nekoliko poziva i rezervisao mi let. He made some phone calls and he booked me a flight. The flight was leaving that afternoon. The flight was leaving that afternoon. Let je bio tog popodneva. When is the flight leaving? The flight was leaving that afternoon. How was your flight? Pretty good. How was your flight? Kakav je bio let? Pretty good. Prilično dobro. Okay, then to know. Know, knew, known. Znati, poznavati. Know, prošlo vreme knew, particip known. We know him. Mi ga poznajemo. We know him. I know all about that book. Znam sve o toj knjizi. I know all about that book. He didn't know where he was going. He didn't know where he was going. Nije znao gdje ide. He didn't know where he was going. How long have you known your best friend? How long have you known your best friend? Znači koliko dugo već poznaješ. Pazite na ovo pitanje, uvijek je u perfektu. Kad pitamo koliko dugo poznaješ, koliko dugo živiš ovdje, koliko dugo radiš ovdje. Znači kod nas koristimo present, u engleskom u toj vrsti pitanja uvijek perfekt. Znači ranije počelo, prošlost i dalje traje. How long have you known your best friend? I don't believe this. I have known my secretary for many years. I don't believe this. I have known my secretary for many years. Znači poznajem je mnogo godina. Opet perfect. I have known her for many years. I knew it would be okay if I spoke to him. I knew it would be okay if I spoke to him. Znao sam da će biti u redu ako ja popričam sa njim. Slavljenje vremena. So, it will be okay. I knew it would be okay. It will be okay if I speak to him. Present. It will be okay if I speak to him. I knew that it would be okay if I spoke to him. Sve za vreme ispred. Let me know, znači obavestiti. Could you let me know your decision tomorrow? Could you let me know your decision tomorrow? Da me obavestiš o svojoj odluci sutra. Let me know. Let me know if you need any help. Let me know if you need any help. Javi, obavesti ako ti treba pomoć. Let me know if you need any help. Get to know je upoznati. Znači to know je znati. Get to know upoznati. It takes a lot of time to get to know someone better. It takes a lot of time to get to know someone. Može i bez better. Znači potrebno mnogo vremena da se neko upozna. It takes a lot of time to get to know someone. While reading this book, you'll get to know all my thoughts, and apart from that, you'll find out everything that happened to me. While reading this book, you will get to know all my thoughts, and apart from that, you will find out everything that happens to me. So, dok čitaš ovu knjigu, upoznat ćeš se na moje misli, a pored toga ćeš i saznati šta mi se dogodilo. While reading this book, you'll get to know all my thoughts, and apart from that, pored toga, you'll find out, otkrit ćeš what happened to me. We'll get to know all the local people, and everyone will welcome us. We will get to know the local people, znači upoznat ćemo lokalne ljude, i everyone will welcome us. Svi će nam poželiti dobrodošlicu. The more she got to know him, the more intelligent and more handsome she thought he was. The more she got to know Max, što ga više upoznavala, the more intelligent, more handsome she thought he was. To je sve više i više mislila da je mnogo pametniji i da je sve lepši i pametniji. Okay. So, sresti, upoznati, predstaviti i znati. Sve zvuči slično. Sad ćemo naučiti kako da ove glagole pravilno upotrebimo na engleskom. Da krenemo redom. So, sresti nekoga je meet. Meet koristimo kad nekog upoznamo, to jest sretnemo prvi put. I met him on holiday. Upoznala sam ga na odmoru. I met him on holiday. Naravno, meet možemo koristiti kad sretnemo nekog ne po prvi put, nego se nađemo s nekim. I'm meeting my friend tonight. Onda introduce je predstaviti. Dakle, koristimo kad jednu osobu upoznajemo, to jest predstavljamo nekoj drugoj osobi. She introduced me to her sister. Predstavljala me svoje sestre. She introduced me to her sister. To know, znači nekog znamo, odnosno poznajemo. Do you know that man over there? Yeah, I know him. Do you know that man? Da li ga znaš? Da, znamo ga. Yes, I know him. I na kraju, get to know jeste upoznati. It takes a lot of time to get to know someone. So first you meet someone, or somebody introduces you to someone, and then you get to know that person, and then you know it. You know him or her. I na kraju ga poznaješ ili znaš. Ok, ovdje se zaustavljamo. Dakle, ovo su primjeri bili iz moje knjige Engleski rečnik iz Koga se uči. Ima još toga 1000 reči sa dosta primjera i objašnjenja. Knjigu možete kupiti na sajtu Gumroad. Link se nalazi u opisu ispod videa, a mi se vidimo u nekom od narednih videa. Goodbye.